Looking forward to talking about Dennis Job Connect, David.
Paul Goodman, so good to have you here. Dr. Nacho, Dental Nachos. You know, the world today, Paul, in dentistry is made up of a myriad of needs and wants and desires. And we have young docs, grads, associates that are working in different corporate situations that are looking for positions. And we have got a myriad of other doctors who, for different reasons, would like to expand their opportunities, get more time back in their life. I'd like you to talk a little bit about what does Dentist Job Connect do, and who are you serving today?
I appreciate it, David. Well, I actually say that Dentist Job Connect is solving the biggest problem that dentists are facing: the need to bond them together to share in the joy of full contact arts and crafts on patients that don't want to be there. And I say that with love, but also with understanding as a dentist who's chair side still, where when you own a dental practice, it can only run if you have licensed dentists inside of that practice. And as a solo GP, through the pandemic, things have happened where you have more patients than you can handle. You have more hygiene checks than you can do yourself. So I created Dentist Job Connect as an affordable, amazing way to connect anyone that owns a practice with awesome dentists looking for a job, from a solo GP, a group practice, or corporate groups.
And so as a dentist owner, and I'm in a position where I'd like to connect with and find potential associate candidates, then I can pay a very nominal fee to participate in that. And then you've aggregated at no cost to those that are seeking jobs or positions, and they're there. And so just give me a little behind the scenes.
Sure.
There's obviously a profile. Is there some kind? What's it look like? What am I seeing? What do I get to know about this candidate? And then do I just directly reach out to them from if I like them? Is that kind of the dating process?
I love that question. I'll give you a little bit behind the scenes. So during the pandemic, one of the most important people in my life came up to me and my wife and said, "Paul, I have to tell you something. I just want to let you know, David, there's never been anything good on the other end of that sentence." And that person was Morgan. And Morgan truly saved our family during the pandemic. She watched our two amazing children. She helped us. And she said, "You know what? I'm moving to San Diego from Philadelphia because I'm 23 years old. I want to meet new people." And I said, "Oh, that's a great idea, Morgan, but San Diego is closed. You can't go." And I said, I was just joking with her, but we lost our babysitter for a good reason. And we needed a new babysitter to help us with our family. So dental practice is the same way. What do? You look online, you ask people that you know. What I've done, David, and I think what's interesting about the dental community is practice owners looking for a job. They're like a Facebook generation, right? They might be on Facebook. They're an email generation, so we use that. But then the dentists looking to find their first job are Instagram, TikTok, other types of platforms. So there's a lot of misconnection. So I bring them all together. The practice owners pay like $1,000 for a 90-day membership to Dentist Job Connect. They get to advertise for an opportunity for success. So we priced it in a way that's affordable to anyone. And we put their job out through all these different platforms: email, text, Instagram, Facebook, video. And we've had some amazing results. I mean, we have dentists working together right now because they met each other on Dentist Job Connect. One of them, Dr. Ankur Gupta, if you don't know him, I have to introduce you to him. He wanted to start to develop his speaking career. He wanted to start to do other things with wellness, but he had to get some time away from his office. He met his associate on Dentist Job Connect.
And so we know there's a lot of nuances, details that go into any kind of dating, courting, putting a relationship together. I mean, just real life tells us that. And so you have the resources. This is step one, but you have the resources to now next guide to next step. If there's a potential fit, you've got all the resources. I mean, you've been doing this for a number of years. And you live this. I mean, you actually live this with your brother in your practice. I mean, you've got the same needs.
For sure. I mean, I always say I'm like a player coach of this world. So I have attorneys, accountants as references, resources people can talk to. I mean, thinking you need an associate is just the first step. Are you okay with making less money? I mean, I know you talk with your group about that. Are you expanding your practice? You know, so what's funny, David, is dentists are for a group that sometimes you say they're pessimistic, they can be optimistic. Let me give you a story. "Hi, Paul, I just bought another practice of a dentist retiring down the street. I just bought it. Now I need an associate to work there." I go, "I think you went out of order with that." I kind of commend you for wanting to expand your business, but you can't clone yourself. So what I'll share is there's so many good reasons: reduce stress, expanding your practice, corporate groups that need to survive with this. You know, we have groups where they have 49 associates working with us. They have a membership because they know, you know, great things happen to people. They get married and move across the country. You know, their spouse changes jobs. They get into a specialty program. And I believe this is a huge weakness for patients and teams, David. You know, if you lose a dentist working in your practice, team can't work, team can't get paid, patients can't get service. So I think there's a tremendous amount of vulnerability without really knowing how to get associates.
There is, Paul, and I'll say one more thing that you don't even really brag about, but I'm going to brag about you. And there's a trust factor. There's a trust factor out there that's missing. Well, all across in every industry today, is especially young people are coming out of any kind of school, graduate program, and they're looking at the world today and saying, it looks like the world's ready to eat my lunch today. I mean, in fact, the stories are out there. We know the associates who get in bad situations, and I think the trust factor is that you always serve first. You bring so much of your wisdom, experience, and you give away so much for free that there's a trust factor. So my point is, within Dentist Job Connect, you're bringing people who trust you already, and they're open to take the next step because you've built that trust. And there's
I love that you said that. I'll say to a practice owner, hey, Dr. David, what kind of guarantee you're offering? They go, I'm not going to offer one. Well, I say, you know what, Dr. David, you graduated in the 1980s. Now these young dentists, they have this debt. It makes sense to offer a safety net guarantee of $120,000. You know what they say? Oh, that sounds good. I'll do that, right? So sometimes people aren't making mean decisions or malicious decisions. They're just literally making decisions that they're not aware from. Then on the other side, I say, I kindly annoy everyone. If we got a young dentist on our platform and they're not getting back to the owners, well, then we don't introduce them to anyone anymore, because I can't be paid enough to be annoyed, right? For free or fee. That's why I say, so I think what you said is really great. We don't micromanage the situation, but we just say, hey, these are people, talk to each other, go out on a dentist date, have a Zoom call, find out more. You can circle back to us. You know, we've gotten repeat customers already. And I think it's made it fun. And one of the things, David, as a business person, you know, you would say, I'm part of this business group, and I was presenting this to the group, and they were saying, I wish they had this for my type of work. I wish they had this for vets. I wish they had this for asbestos removal people, because all of us, if we cannot get the people to help us do our thing, to help people and make money, our businesses are just tremendously vulnerable.
You know, Paul, I used to many years ago, I used to be really cheap. Maybe frugal is a better word. So there's nothing wrong. I believe in being frugal, but this is a time when you're considering this kind of an association, a venture, a partnership, or putting relations. This is not a time to be cheap. This is a time to step up and realize that your success rate is going to be highly dependent upon the resources that you activate. And I'm just making a big plug because I'm a big believer. Today in my life, I'm like, no, I am not going to do this by myself. I'm not going to be cheap. I'm going to find out what people have done that have gone ahead of me in this path, and I'm going to find out from them, so I don't misstep and fall off the wagon, or step on a landmine, because they're out there everywhere.
Yeah. You said and taught me, it's not, it's, a lot about who you know. And, this is the classic who you know, because, some dentists, David, and I like all my dentist people, and I would deal with patients who are frugal, and I sometimes be frugal myself, but they'll say, you know what, Paul, I'm not sure if I'm going to advertise on your platform. I'll try it myself. I go, well, what are you going to do? They go, I'm going to post it on Facebook. I go, your own Facebook page? Is your aunt going to apply for your job? So, when people have done the hard work, whether it's what you do with Freedom Founders or Dentist Shop, when they've done the hard work, just leverage what they've done in a fun way, learn from what they've done. When people have created amazing opportunities for you to ride through and be successful with them, I think just take advantage of it.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. So we've got a link so people can find out how to actually get on to Dentist Jobs Connect, and we've got that all set up for them.
Yeah, perfect. If anybody wants to reach out to me, they can at dentalnachos.com, or just text hire, the word hire, to 215-543-6454. We'll do a totally complimentary call on how it works.
Beautiful. Dr.
Thanks
Paul
so
Goodman,
much, David.
Thank you.